it should be. It still makes for a fun time, but I think in general the comps and the lineups are going to be a bit stronger because they're drawing against one less person. Yeah, one less person. So I just kind of hang out. Boop, boop, boop. Hanging out. Let's see what we got here. Some good, like Braum with a chain vest seems popular, but recurve bows, tears, those are typically the items that go, although nobody really took the recurve bow yet. Okay, Dangerous Move gets a recurve bow. Looks like it wasn't his first option, though. But he got it nonetheless. So here we go. I have them in my ear, too, so so I just shatter my dude, which I forgot to do a couple times last time. Let's see what we got. We got Varus with a tier. We got Jax with a needlessly large rod, which could turn into a Rage Blade in theory. Normally I don't think you want to make your items this early unless you get really lucky on your first pull and then you're gonna like make this huge burst right at the beginning. So Slay just gets some gold. We didn't see what everybody got. By the way, it's this ocean hex map, which means this thing right here is going to give everybody who steps on it, who starts the game on there, 30 additional mana. So Vladimir has 30 of his 75 mana. Each of the champions has like a different sized mana pool. Let's see, like 100 mana, 75 mana. He has 100 mana because I don't really get that. I guess the tier gives him more maximum mana, which feels like it was bad. So I think it's like maybe a bug on the tooltip because it gives him plus 20 mana. And when he shoots, he shoots this really like strong arrow that does damage in a line in front of him, and it hurts pretty bad. So let's see. Dangerous Moog's got rocking the Malzahar still with the recurve bow. Looks like he's going 3 light early. What doesn't look like he is going 3 light early, and already got that level 2 Nasus in the final PvE round. So the way this works, if you haven't played TFT before, you get 3 rounds where you fight creeps, just neutral creeps, like it's for no threat, right? They're not going to kill you or hurt you at all. You're going to win these fights. This whole thing is to give you 3 chances to go through. You can see here, every player is going to get 5 cards every turn. That rotates in between rounds. So you're going to get 5 cards. You get 5 cards. Every time you finish a round, you're going to get 5 cards. Each of the champions has a cost 1 to 5. In the early levels, you're pretty much only going to get 1s and 2s. You'll get a couple 3s. And that is sort of the relative strength of the unit is how much it costs. But level 2 units, once you get 3 of a kind of any unit, you're gonna see a big bump in their power on the board. Looks like Slay Just is rocking a Thornmail right now with level 2 Warwick, level 2 Kog'Maw, and another level 1 Kog'Maw just to like even it out. Probably, I mean, it seems like pretty obvious he's going to be rolling into Predator at some point. Predator is a buff that gives you a 25, well, when the champion, or when I keep saying champions, but you get it. The units or the champions that you hit get below 25% health, they will be executed. So any auto attack on a champ under 25% from a Predator minion with the buff is going to kill them. So Predator is pretty strong. It looks like so far with the level 2 Warwick, level 2 Kog'Maw, level 1 Scion, they don't have a 3rd Predator minion yet, so they're not going to get the buff just yet. But relative strength on the board, having a couple level 2 minions is pretty huge. So we'll see Slay Just here. You can see the Warwick with Thormail is doing okay. However, it looks like with no ability to stop healing, the Warwick is going to fall. So Dangerous Moog is rocking the slightly annoying, slightly annoying woodland druid build, which is every woodland. Once you get 3 woodlands, you have a chance, or you not a chance. You make a copy of another woodland unit. So this is Nico, LeBlanc, Ivern. Those are 3 woodland units. There's also 2 druids. So Nico and Ivern are both druids. That gives them a passive healing of 40 health every second, which is pretty big. When you start stacking health on those guys, he's also rocking 2 Iverns at the moment, 2 level 1 Iverns, who will typically just run around and shield people. They're kind of weak, but they're also not really frontlining. So the Nasus level 2 is frontlining, and then the Nico and the LeBlanc are doing the damage. The Iverns are just there to be like annoying and pestering, kind of. So we're going into the second carousel, and Kathy Sucks is going to get first pick. Go straight for a tier on Jax. Slayjust and JQN will be the next ones. They look like they had no doubt what they were going to take. So we've got 1 recurve bow left, which is pretty typically prize item. All right. N9 goes for the belt on Varus, which I imagine he's going to shred. We got Nautilus with I keep calling this a brawler's glove. I guess it's a sparring glove or whatever. It's half of an item that can also make your eye infinity edges. You can make iceborne gauntlets, those kinds of items. We'll see if any item combos come through yet, or if they just okay, we get rid of that. All right. FM Gaming's got tier belt, sparring gloves. So he makes thieves gloves, which is two of the sparring gloves paired up on one person. That gives 2 random items to the person with it on there. So this Vladimir this turn has a Seraph's Embrace, which is really big for mana users. It gives you a lot of mana. Also allows you to restore your mana faster. And then you have a Giant's Belt, which gives you 200 health. Sometimes you'll get completed items, like he has 1 Seraph's, and then sometimes you get half of an item, which gives you the single belt, right? It's probably good early to get rolling. It might not be the best item that exists, but when you have nothing but sparring gloves, I guess sometimes you're kind of in a position where you're stuck. Here, Vladimir is going to get Zephyr, which is a crowd control item, which means like on the opposite hex from wherever he is, each of the spaces on the board is a hex. On the opposite hex, you've got a tornado that's going to put that champion out of combat for a second. So we'll see who it should bump up the Thresh. You see the Thresh is now in a tornado, so he doesn't participate in combat for a couple seconds. All right, so we spent a lot of time on Killgamer. He is on a... I can't actually see his streak. Dangerous Moog, though, is cruising here with the... Remember, he was rocking the Woodland Druids with the level 2 Nasus. Now it looks like he's diversifying a little bit into a level 1 Scion. Still maintaining the Woodland buff. 2 level 1 Woodland Druids. See what kind of items he gets. And he's on this win streak. 100% health still, pretty solid. He gets a Nico's help, which allows him to make a copy of any unit. Typically, you can see how he's in control of the game right now. He's got 100 health. He's got a pretty strong lineup. No real signs of losing it. And he has not completed any items. So he's waiting to see what kind of items he gets in terms of what he's going to build, what he's going to make, like what kind of comp he's going to make. Okay. Let's see. Kathy Sucks is here at the bottom. She's got Zyra, a bunch of level 2s, Zyra, Maokai, Ivern, and Syndra. Has the Spear of Shojin on Zyra, which gives you, once she gets full mana and casts her spell, every time she auto-attacks, she's gaining 18% of her maximum mana. So basically, once you cast the spell, you're going to be auto-attacking and casting so much faster. But Loki 3030 with a pretty strong lineup himself in second place, currently in second place. He's got Woodlands, Druids, and 3 mages with a brand. So, strong start from him. What he's going to look to do is probably bring in an ocean buff soon to get the mana ticking up faster. When you get 2 ocean champions, every champion on your team will gain 15 mana every 4 seconds. Also, it'll be interesting to see Loki's got Maokai on the mana thing, on the ocean hex, but Maokai doesn't have mana, so it's not really doing him any good. We'll see if he realizes that at some point. And then I also realize that if he's watching this, he will realize that and maybe change. So, but that's a big deal. You're basically giving up one of your buffs, a helpful buff, but maybe it's more about positioning for him. I don't know. Personally, I think I would move everybody over here and then put like brand on this hex to get the mana going sooner. But the way he's got it set up, LeBlanc is already at full mana, so that means when combat starts, LeBlanc is going to cast her spell, which is like a chains. We can look exactly what it does. Dealing 240 damage, and after a short delay, stunning them for 1.5 seconds. So she'll be auto-attacking whoever she's auto-attacking, and then throw out the stun to anybody. We'll check on me. We're getting blasted. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so Slayjust is on a bit of a win streak now. Level 3 Warwick with that Thornmail. Interesting choice because I think, well, no, now he's got a Rek'Sai too, so he's got the Predator buff working. So the Thornmail will proc the Predator buff. So if somebody is low and they attack Warwick, as you just saw, somebody just did it. They auto-attacked Warwick when they were at a low health. The Predator buff procced and killed them. So Slayjust is on another bit of winning streak. Beats up M9 or N9 a little bit. N9's doing 3 Assassins, 2 Desert. Let's see what N9's got going on here. Oh, we're going back to the carousel, so we'll see. With 3 Assassins, 2 Desert, I wouldn't be surprised if N9 goes for some... That doesn't look like... No, okay, I clicked on the wrong person. So N9 has 2 Druids, 4 Ocean. This is what I was saying. So now we have the 4 Ocean buff, which gives 35 mana to every minion on his board every 4 seconds. Every one of them, not just the Ocean ones. Some of these buffs, like when you get Glacial, some of the buffs are only for the champions with that classification. So the Glacial buff only applies to people with Glacial, like who are Glacial champions. So... yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to follow. Also, check out Elite Esports on Twitter. It's at Elite Esports _ EliteEsports.gg is the website. Tournaments every Sunday. If you want to play, there's Fortnite tournaments. There are also these TFT tournaments, which are fairly new. This is only the 3rd one that we ran. But and each week, this week we had a waiting list, so it's getting a little bigger. Going to be pretty exciting. The way this works is we're going to have the top 4 players from this lobby, top 4, I guess, because it's weird because you're doing 7 instead of 8. So the top players from this lobby will go up against top players from another lobby, and then the bottom players from this lobby will match up with the bottom players from the other lobbies. So here we go. Slay Just rocking the thing. Kathy Sucks is down at the bottom with, what do we have, Kathy? 3 woodlands, 2 druids. I think she's fishing for a 3rd mage. She's got a lot of gold on the bench. Looks like she's picking up some Nautilus stuff here. Maybe in kind of bad shape here. Oh, sorry, forgot to shatter my character there after the carousel. That's one of the things. Put that Israel back in the pool. So far, it doesn't look like it's affecting anything because nobody appears to be going into Israel, and we're down. Danger Smooth gets a free win. So Kitty Bear out in 8th place. All right. Let's see. Loki 3030 takes down FN Gaming. Loki 3030 with double Druid, double Shadow now. Right? No. So Loki's got Woodland Druid. The Woodland Druid buffs are all over the place. He only has a level 1 LeBlanc. He has moved Maokai off of the Mana Hex. Has a Kha'Zix, level 1 Kha'Zix, but with an Infinity Edge, which is really big because Kha'Zix will critically strike. He is guaranteed to critically strike when he casts a spell for 100 plus 90, thanks to the IE, which gives you increased critical strike chance, but it also gives you increased critical strike damage, which you can't really tell. Kha'Zix moves around a lot. Plus 125% critical strike damage. So it goes, he adds 90 more damage to everything. So even at level 1, this Kha'Zix is going to wreck. Once he gets full mana. But he's also got, 2 Druids, 3 Assassins, 2 Oceans. So Kha'Zix is going to get the benefit of the Ocean buff. Now he's getting the Ocean buff, and now he gets moved on to the Hex, where he's going to get 30 additional mana. He pulls the LeBlanc out and adds a Nocturne. So he's keeping the Druid buff with Ivern and Maokai, but now adding a 3rd Assassin that isn't Woodland for the Nocturne. All right, that's a pretty hooked up brand that N9 has, but doesn't get the spell off in time and is probably going to die as a result. No, maybe not. Actually, it looks like the Syndra is going to pick up the slack where the brand left off, and N9 is going to win. It's usually pretty critical. I think danger info on the right side of the screen is under your TFT overlay. Ah, got it. Hang on. Good call. I'll move that. You're not wrong. He's at the top there. I guess we go here for now, right? Since we're looking at the items. Yeah, there we go. There. Sorry, guys. Thanks for pointing that out. All right, so now you can all see what I've seen this whole time. That danger is up there at the top, tied now with Slay Just. So Slay Just is on fire here with this level 3 Warwick and a Thornmail. Also added an IE. So, just destroying people. He also has a Mundo with a Swordbreaker. Swordbreaker is an item. You make it with a Chain Vest and a Negatron Cloak. You pair those 2 items together, you get this item. It gives you 25% magic resist, 25% armor, and has a 33% chance to disarm the target you're attacking for 3 seconds. So Mundo in the front line with the Swordbreaker is just designed to kind of slow down any sort of attack. Slay Just takes over the top spot, hasn't lost. Danger Smoog falls. He is now 4 light, 2 mystic, 2 rangers with the Kindred Vein as their rangers, 2 mystics with the Soraka and the Janna. Just finishes his level 3 Jax and a level 2 Kindred and throws in another level 2 Vayne. So he's going to be pretty strong here. He's going to be pretty strong. So even though Vayne is the same champion, there are 2 rangers, so both Vaynes will benefit from the light buff. Both Vaynes will benefit from the ranger buff. So it's not too bad to have them. Obviously, you won't have that option if you end up making a level 3 Vayne, which he's going to get if he gets 1 more Vayne. So let's stay with Dangerous Mook and see if he gets a level 3 Vayne here. Is there a Vayne on the carousel? Sometimes you might want to go for the Vayne on the carousel just to guarantee you get the level 3 without having to guarantee you get the level 3 without having to spend any gold to reroll, right? The way that you end up getting stuff in this game is you have these cards at the bottom. You can't see it because my character is dead. But each time you're going to get 5 champions, right? You're going to have so much gold. You can buy those champions. You can pay 2 gold to reroll, which gives you 5 new cards. Or you can pay 4 to buy experience. Experience gives you levels. You can see Slay Just is level 5. The strength of this team is in the level 3s, so he's using a lot of his gold to get these level 3s. Now he's up to level 6, which the level is just how many pieces you can have on the board. So he's level 6 now. He can have 6 pieces on the board. Danger is level 7. Rocking the 6 light 2 ranger combo. So his group here, or his combo, is looking pretty strong going against Slay Just. We'll see. This will go a long way. But right away, that Swordbreaker hits the Nasus. The glacial debuff from Slay Just freezes the Nasus. It looks like, even though it's going to be tight, although this Jax could solo everybody. Yep, he's going to. Level 3 Jax with the Iceborne Gauntlet, with the mana buff, and a belt is going to get it done here. Slay Just has 2 glacial champions, which means those 2 champions, Olaf right here, who is very strong, typically in his natural state is very, very much like less strong than he's going to be in the future. Slay Just is going to look to get some items on him soon. 3 Berserkers, 2 Glacials, 3 Predators. So the Berserker buff, what it does is gives you a 45% chance. Each of the Berserker champions, that's Olaf, Scion, and Mundo. This is Mundo, this is Scion, this is Olaf, right? Those 3 champions are going to get 45% chance to do a frontal cleave unit, do damage in a cone in front. So I call that like frontal cleave if you have not played games like this before. It has a chance to do all kinds of damage. Looks like Brand might take a... Ooh! N9 goes down to Slay Just thanks to that Predator buff. Kog'Maw just needs to get down a few attacks. And now we're going to see what kind of itemization... All right, so the key for Slay here is to get some items on Olaf. Also, he looks like he's building towards a potential level 3 Mundo. Each of your champions starts as level 1. You can see Olaf here is level 1, this little bronze thing here. They can go all the way up to level 3s, right? He already has a level 3 Warwick and a level 3 Kog'Maw. You can tell they're level 3s because they're gold and they have these gold things next to their health bars. Oh, yeah, no problem. So we'll see if we get some items here. So now you get 3 of a kind. Will give you a level 2 character. That makes him silver, right? 3 of a kind 3 times, right? So you get 9 of these champions. They're going to turn into these level 3s. He gets a Giant Slayer for Olaf. That's a pretty good thing. The only thing that might have been better is if he had gotten the materials to make a Rage Blade, which is a recurve bow and a needlessly large rod. But here he puts this together. This gives you 8% of the current target's health as physical damage. Olaf is going to be attacking really fast eventually, right? You want to build that up with the Rage Blades and the attack speed items. So he gains a little bit of attack speed here. He's still level 1, but he's also going to do this shred between his frontal cone damage. He actually dies there. So JQN may get this done. Actually, probably not, because the Warwick is still alive and has a Thornmail and an IE. This Warwick is going to crush, I think. I don't know if I can look. I can't look at how much damage each of the other players. Yeah. Is it called Needlessly Large Rod? Isn't that what it is? Ooh, here we go. This is a fun deal. Vayne, if you're going to play light, you want your Vayne to be totally jacked. Danger Smoog gets a level 3 Vayne. I think he's the only one playing light champions, right? So all of the light champions are at his disposal, except for JQN, who's rocking the Aatrox for the Blade Master build. JQN with 4 Desert, 4 Blade Master, 3 Assassins. What I think he's looking for next, well, it looks like he isn't too bad off. What you really... Ooh. But he's also going against a very similar build with the Nocturne Blade Master. JQN's Nocturne is not a Blade Master yet. Not a Blade Master yet. Kathy Sucks goes out in 7th, by the way. I may have missed that a while ago. I will add that to the spreadsheet here. All right, we're good. And here we go. Let's see. GG Kathy. Well, the day is not over for Kathy. Kathy gets another shot to play with the bottom half of the other one of the other groups. Right now, JQN's fighting for his life with this 4 Blade Master comp. He added a second steel, which gives steel. You can see when we haven't seen it yet. Let's see. His Nocturne is still alive. So steel is going to give Nocturne the ability to go immune. You can see when he turns red, he's actually immune to all damage for like 2 seconds, I believe, with 2 steel. Yeah, 2 seconds. But it didn't matter. Smoog's light damaged characters are getting it done. Hey, Tim, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. All right, so we're back to the carousel again. 4 players left, right? So Loki and JQN go down there. FM Gaming grabs a Phantom Dancer, which is going to be really great against the Assassin lineups. So he's helping himself to defend against that Assassin lineup. Force of Nature, which you make with 2 spatulas. Okay, so the spatula is the gold item that sits in the middle. It looks like a spatula, like a golden spatula. If you play League of Legends, the spatula is a kind of like a joke item. Anyway, you put 2 of them together. That allows you to put another character on the board. So Slayjust is level 6, but he's going to be able to put 7 players on the board thanks to the Force of Nature. The next Pokestop, we got Run Good Kansas City this week in Harrah's. I think it's Harrah's, right? Horseshoe. Is it Harrah's or Horseshoe? I think it's Harrah's Kansas City. But yeah, that's coming up this week. So I'm debating whether I'm going to leave tomorrow and spend the week there. Thursday night is when the main event starts there. For you guys who are tuning in for the esports stuff, I do live blogging and reporting for tournaments, like poker tournaments around the country. Anyway, FM Gaming gets a win and is holding on here. So his Olaf has a Thief's Glove, which we talked about earlier, is 2 of the sparring gloves. I'm not sure. I have already talked to a few people. I would say 60-40, 70-30 maybe. But FM Gaming puts his Thief's Gloves on Olaf, which is going to give him 2 random items. This time he's getting a Redemption, which when Olaf gets to 25% health, is going to put a circle on the ground. And when that circle goes off, it heals all of his teammates that are going to be in that circle. So right now, Ezreal is the one that's doing most of the damage for his team. The Nami wave goes off. Level 2 Nami, pretty strong. It looks like that's going to be the difference in the match. Maybe. Olaf has a shot here, except if that redemption goes off. Okay, so he gets the redemption off. Singed is still going with the Guardian Angel, but it's probably not. I mean, it might be enough. Nope, never mind. Very close. FM Gaming's out in 4th place. That's a really close match. The Singed Poison debuff was slowing down Brand's ability to gain mana and cast a spell, which shredded everybody. But hang on a second, I gotta update the thing. JQN Loki. Actually, I'll wait and update it in a second because we're in the top 3 here. All right, we got Dangerous Move is going to pick up a Thornmail. Thornmail does, it reflects damage. So whatever champion, he'll probably put it on Nasus, I guess, would be my guess. And then you put him in the front, and any damage done to him is going to get reflected. A percentage of that damage gets reflected back. But N9 is on a roll here with this Nami, level 2 Nami. This Brand that's basically, he doesn't do as much damage as maybe another Brand might, but he has Morellonomicon, which gives a extra damage, puts a burn on everybody, also a healing debuff. He has a Guardian Angel, which means when he dies, he's going to come back to life with 400 health. And this 50 magic resist plus reduces all magic damage by 50%. So he's just going to be kind of a tank here, but also be able to put down the burst that he needs to with the health burn to shred people. So Slayjust's team is kind of designed to beat that, except that this Brand is more tanky than normal Brands. We'll see the Nami wave comes through. Janna, whose spell is a Monsoon, which heals all of the people in her circle. You see it bounced everybody out. And it looks like Slayjust is going to go down. I think that N9... this is going to be tough. Actually, it looks like N9's probably going to win because Smoog is having trouble beating the Ghost. So what happens when there's an odd number of players? You play the Ghost of another player. You take half of the damage if you lose that you would have otherwise. And then you... and then that's it. You can't kill that person, but it's either you taking damage or not taking damage. So Danger, level 3 Vayne, level 3 Nasus, level 3 Jax trying to protect that Vayne, looks like, where N9's comp's really strong right now. Let's go to this side and check it out. So Nami with the Deathblade, he's got a Ocean Lux, which gives him, I think this gives him 6 Ocean. That just means he's gaining 60 mana every 4 seconds, which is going to be really busted. It's really hard to deal with when you are, these guys are just casting nonstop. I mean, you can see Lux, she shoots this big laser. She gets it refreshed. Like the cooldown is refreshed. Hang on, I'll read it exactly. Elemental Blast does 500 damage to enemies on the line. If it kills a unit, 50 mana is refunded. So all it has to do is kill one unit, and then they're halfway there to another unit. So let's see if there's any changes. We get a level 3 Talia coming in for N9. Now Talia is not a very strong mage by herself, but she's providing this mountain buff, which puts a 1500 health shield on a random person. So Syndra gets this 1500 health shield, which is huge. So the Malphite is a mountain warden, and Talia is a mountain mage. So Talia just gains all kinds of, or helps put that shield down. It looks like Dangerous Moog is going to have a really, really tough time cracking this lineup. I don't know that it's going to be possible, but we'll see. He's 2 levels down, which doesn't help. So he's got the power of the level 3s, but is 2 levels down. So he's got a stronger individual champs, but N9 is rocking 2 extra champs. Danger is going to pick up a Talisman of Light, which allows him to turn one of his other characters into a light champion. He puts it on the Kindred. That means Kindred is now going to benefit from the light buff. When you have 6 light champions, all light champions receive 25% of health back from whatever light champion dies first. So if a light champion dies, every other light champion gets healed for 25% of that champion's health. And then they also gain this 20% attack speed, which is really what makes Vayne strong. So we'll see if the addition of that helps. But the Talia mage, like I told you, Talia is not necessarily the greatest, but her displacement, this little mountain thing she throws on the ground that popped Vayne right into the path of the wave, is going to get it done. So congrats to N9, who takes down first place with 37 hit points remaining. Built a really strong comp with a basically unkillable brand, and that's where we're at. So give me 1 sec while I update the placements here. Oh, wow. Okay, so Dangerous Move 2, N9, 1. I needed to do it as we went. So Kathy Sucks, JQN 6. And whoops, my bad. Do you guys remember? Hang on 1 second. That's oh, I can check it from this. 1 sec. I'll just check the Blitz app. Where we finished. Let's see. Boom. I didn't realize that when you do that, it it doesn't even tell you. Okay, 4th. There we go. 4th FN Gaming. Loki. There you go. 4th. FN Gaming. Slay just 3rd, and that means Loki got 5th, right? Yeah. Okay. There we go. So there we go. That was our first match down. Congrats to N9 on winning. Could you turn that down a little bit? I don't know if you guys can hear that. So N9 wins. We're gonna get going in the second lobby as soon as we can. Let me check the thing. So we have so we're getting ready for the second lobby as soon as we can. What do you guys think so far? I will say that that mage comp with the tanky brand was pretty tough to beat. I think we're waiting for Rudy's game to finish so we can bring up. Let's see what's up here. We go. I'm gonna find this the Elite Esports stream real quick. We can catch up to see what's going on over there. Yeah, good call. We got seven people. This is $100. Okay, so this is a tournament, right? Teamfight Tactics tournament for 100 RP. I'm gonna put this. I'm trying to open this up here. Where we go? Oh, actually, here we'll do it through this. I think. And then we just pop open. Whoops. We want to hear that. Browser. Boom. All right, so we're popping this up. We're going to check in on their game while we wait for this game to finish so we can make our new lobbies. Looks like we're heads up. Damon TFT versus God Tongue, and looks like Damon TFT is going to lose, finish in second place, so God Tongue is going to win his first match, or their first match. And congratulations to them. And now we are gonna go. All right, let's see. So, that's weird, right? It's trippy a little bit. So we're gonna build up a new lobby and invite some players to that lobby in a second. Once I figure out who we're inviting, give me a moment. All right, looks like we're gonna get. But yeah, we're getting ready to run our second match here. Get the invites out here to our first few players. We're sorting out, we're going to fill it in and see what's what. 1 sec. All right, so I've already invited the 3 players from that are in the spreadsheet right now from there. All right, guys. We're getting some of the. Okay. Sure. Sorry, I got them going. I'm the way it works. I don't think you guys should be able to hear it. But yeah. So should I? Who do I add to my thing, or do I just let you guys add them? Let's see. We got Kathy. We got JQN. We got Loki. And so I'm adding FM. Stupid. Having a push to talk button that is a letter is really terrible, especially when you're in a spreadsheet. Hi, Katie. What's up? We're about to get into our second match here, so. Okay, I'm going to be adding FM Gaming. FM Gaming. X carry X JQN Kathy sucks. Let's get these invites out and see where we're at. All right, looks like our lobby is going to fill up pretty quick. We have, this is going to be the bottom bracket. These are the players that turn. JQN. Let's see who we're missing. We got Carrie, this X. Carrie. X, carry, X. That is a person. We'll be inviting them. For whatever reason, I don't think they're on. So, Carrie is not on again, I guess. Oh, is she using the... Okay, so I guess it's got a the character this time. She had a different account last time, so we're gonna carry FM Gaming. We have Kathy Sucks. We have a Gin Tonic. We have FM Gaming. Loki. Looks like Loki 3030. All right. Get it. So when this is full, do we just roll or what? When the lobby's full, do we run it? Okay. I'm waiting on Loki 3030. All right, so we're just waiting on one player to join our lobby, and then we'll be ready to start our second match of the day. In our first match, N9 TFT won with a 6 Ocean build that had the tankiest brand I've ever seen, with the Guardian Angel and a Dragon's Claw, to basically make him unkillable. Pretty much hard to kill that brand. Dangerous Moog came in second with a pretty impressive light build with three level 3s, a Vayne, a Jax, and a Nasus, but couldn't get it done against the incredibly tanky mage lineup that N9 was running. Let's see. I'm just waiting on Loki. Loki 3030. And once they join, I'll be good. All right, so we're just waiting on Loki to join. Maybe they were unaware. Maybe they were unaware of the deal here. Let's see. Maybe they didn't know we were supposed to play another one. So we're going to rock up, play another one. If you guys are tuning into the channel for the first time, welcome. Thanks. I'm going to do this every Sunday that I'm in town. So pretty much a lot of Sundays. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I really like this game a lot. And I've done some poker commentating and that kind of stuff on Twitch before, which I really enjoyed. And I've always been really big fan of games and really want to like throw this into the pool of things I'm able to do. So waiting on Loki 3030. That's all I got. Invite has been sent. Oh, okay. Yeah, good go. Oh man, apparently they're sending bits in the Elite Esports channel. I want bits, guys. I'm jelly. Oh, here we go. We got him. We got him. All right. As soon as they're done making this announcement on the Elite Esports channel, we're going to run the game. What's up?
I said I'll be back in a few.
Alright, man. See ya.
Huh?
GG.
You're playing what tournament?
I'm not playing a tournament. I'm casting it.
It's a...
Yeah, my dude's ready.
whatchamacallit tournament? Team Fight Tactics?
Yes. So Rudy's just doing a couple of announcements. He's talking people through the tournament and that kind of stuff. But basically what's going to happen is we're going to go into this match. This is the bottom bracket. So this is going to be the bottom half of the players from the first matches that we played. they're playing against each other. And then when we roll the top 4 of these players, our top 3 will definitely move forward. The fourth one is like a little bit of a tie because basically we're going to start the games at the same time. So the fourth place player is going to be determined by who in each game lasts the longest. So when we start the game, we're going to start it at the same time, and whichever player lasts the longest is going to be what we do. So. But yeah, so sorry about the slow build here, but we're going. Send out a tweet, doing all this stuff. Let's see. If you guys want to check out more stuff from Elite Esports, like if you're going to play Fortnite or something, they have Fortnite tournaments every week, open duo tournaments, and Elite teamfight tactics tournaments. So it's all kind of stuff. Be pretty fun. Just only the third of these tournaments that we're hosting. So. We are ready. Yes. All right. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you guys are here for the first time and you want to catch some, I'm going to playing mostly teamfight tactics ranked plays. I'm ready whenever you guys are. Yeah, if you guys are here for the first time and you want to follow for the Teamfight Tactics ranked play, I'll probably play some PUBG, some other stuff, but I'm going to do a lot more of this kind of stuff with Elite Esports. They have Fortnite tournaments, that kind of stuff, so casting, commentating, all those kinds of things that I really enjoy that I miss from not doing poker commentary. So that's the main reason I got hooked up with this. We're about to start our second match. So the way this works, there's no community, or excuse me, there's no custom made maps. So we have to put a seventh, our 8th player is the observer, aka me in this case. And that actually makes for much stronger comps, I think, because you have one less player who's pulling from those things. I would say, I mean, it's not, I think 100% the comps are all going to be stronger sooner because you're going to see more level 3s than you might because they're not being contested by an 8th player. You're going to see a little bit more of an open carousel, like when the beginning of the games, the different stages of the games, you have a carousel. There's going to be units. They have items. You pick them. It's like a draft. And the bottom players are going to pick first. So there's only going to be 7 people competing for those items, which means you're more likely to get an item that you want. So I think, I mean, obviously it's great. Ideally, they will make some custom lobbies for these things at some point. But we'll get going. So we are rolling in a few. I think we're waiting on one player in a different map. Are we good to go, or are we still waiting? Okay, we're waiting for the thumbs up. All right, yeah. Let's go. Let us go. Okay, so we're going to have Gin Tonic, JQN, FM Gaming, Loki 3030, Killgamer, Kathy Sucks, and Carrie bumping into each other here in our next match. We've got a few four players, it looks like, a couple silvers, one bronze, and silver one about to maybe make that jump into gold. So we'll see. We'll see where we get here. Okay, we're about to start. Okay. All right. Boom. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We're going into the game. All right. Starting the game, accept the cue, and here we go. Assuming everybody's at their computer ready to fire, and they are, here we go. Thanks for being patient, guys. Sorry that was, the logistics of tournament play sometimes don't lend themselves to speedy recovery. But here we go. We got Gin Tonic, Loki, Kathy Sucks, JQN, FM Gaming, Carrie. It's X Carrie X, but we'll just call them Carrie for now. Killgamer, and let's see the different. Okay, so I think these are called like mini legends, the icons that you use when you play. So we've got this cute orange and red cat with sunglasses on, a ball with a star for a face, I guess. I'm not even really sure what that is. Awesome. Let's see the kind of items we get. We get a Killgamer goes for a Giant's Belt. Carrie goes for a Giant's Belt. Gin Tonic goes for a tier. Loki's got a sword. We got Rek'Sai. Let's see. All right. We got a Jax with a sparring glove. These items may or may not stay on these characters for very long. We got a Braum with a rod here. This is called Needlessly Large Rod. Gives you 20% spell power. The first rounds of these games are just easy, like warm-up rounds. This is like the shoot-around before an NBA game. You're going to put your mob or your unit out on the... board. It's going to kill these creeps. You're going to get some items. You may get gold. You may get... items, champions, anything like that. So let's see. So Kathy Sucks. She finished 7th, or they finished 7th in the last game. We'll see if there's an improvement here in order to try to make it one last time, take a step into the possibly making the grand finals, because you're not out of it here. She gets a Needlessly Large Rod and a Recurve Bow, which is going to give attack speed. It also combines into an item that's called Rage Blade, which Rage Blade gives you like a stacking attack speed. Every time you attack, you gain 4% attack speed, and then you just keep gaining 4% attack speed every time you attack. So it's a very good item for an auto attack based champions. It's actually just a very good item in general, pretty much. But you want to put it on a champion that's going to be attacking a lot. So she also runs in here with I keep saying this. I'm going to try to correct that because I'm basing it off the names, but that doesn't mean anything. So we got a level 2 Vlad. So every time you get 3 of a kind of one character, they become a level 2, which makes them stronger. They do more damage, they take more damage, and they have more health. Or I guess they don't take more damage, but yeah, they have more health. So we'll see if Kathy gets any sort of item here. Okay, 2 items. Got a tier and a sparring glove. So some item combinations you can make with those. You can make a Luden's Echo, which is a spell item that when you cast your spell, now it's going to do some splash damage, 150 splash damage base. You can make the Rage Blade, which we talked about. You can make a Static Shiv, which is an auto attack speed item that gives you mana, but also every third attack is going to do like a cleave, like a static electric damage. And so that's a pretty good if you have some auto attack based champions. Those are the items that Kathy has rocking up now. Now we get to the part of the game where you fight against the other players' boards. This is still early in the game, so what you get here, you're basically just trying to get through your turns. You can see the bottom part of the board. You're going to get 5 cards every turn. I call them cards. You can call them whatever you want. You got various prices for these champions, 1 through 5 gold. In the early levels, you're only going to see 1s and 2s. You'll see a couple 3s, but you won't start seeing 4s until you level up a little bit. Your level is determined by your experience, which is in the bottom left corner. I think I put a thing over that, but yeah, so we're going to put this. Let's go. I keep messing with this. We're going to put this like here, I guess. Yeah? I don't know. Or we'll put it here. I guess we put it there. That way we can see the experience and stuff like that. So you can see the experience in the bottom corner. That'll tell you, oh, that's mine, but you can see what it is. We won't be able to see the experience bars of the other players. But for 4 gold, this symbol is for gold. For 4 gold, you can buy 4 experience. And then you're going to be level, whatever level you are. Kathy is level 4. That's how many minions you can have on your board at one time. So check in with Kill Gamer, who's level 5 already. So he's got 5 minions on their board. And already working that woodland druid buff, which we talked about last game, but basically each woodland character has a chance to be copied. Not each. One of the woodland characters will be copied. So you basically, yeah, you're level 5, but you're technically level 6 because you have this copy of one of your champions or your characters. The druid buff allows the druids, who are Nico here, right? Nico is this woodland druid with the sword. And then Ivern is a druid, and they allows them to gain 40 health each second. You got 3 mages already and 2 oceans. So the 3 mages gives you a 50% chance to double cast, which means Vladimir, Syndra, and LeBlanc all have a chance to double cast. Syndra's spell does a lot of damage. It's like a cleave, so you can watch her. Just keep an eye on Syndra here. She's in the back line. She's safe from any damage. She's going to put down this damage right here. She puts a little bubble on the ground. But it's really, you struggle to kill things early if you don't have a healing debuff. That's the upside of the woodland, but looks like the extra minion is going to get it done. So no real struggle for them because they also have a healing buff. Okay, we're going to the carousel for round 2 of the carousel. Kathy is going for Kindred with a needlessly large rod. Let's see, FM Gaming has an idea of what he wants or what they want for a Giant's Belt on a Nautilus. That's a good item because you could theoretically keep that champion with that item because that's a good item to have on him. Sometimes this often will be you picking an item more so than a champion, if that makes sense. Like you're using this as to get items to pair with the items you have. So we'll check in with Killgamer, see what he's going to make here, what they're going to make. Right? So you can see they took whatever they took, they sold it for gold, and then they just have the item here. The gold that you buy the champions for, either 3, 2, 1, right here you can see this is a 3-cost one. The gold that you buy the champions for is what you can get it back, right? So when you buy it for 3 gold and you sell it for 3 gold. The only time that changes is if you make a level 2 champion of that, then it's like a reduced selling point. Oh, I didn't actually. I'm supposed to shatter my character there so that they don't. There's no way they're gonna lose, but I'm getting rid of the character so that that champion will go back into the pool. Basically, there's a finite number of each of these at each level. I don't know. I know that there's 29 level 1 characters. So you need 9 of them in order to make a level 3, which means you could theoretically make 3 of them. But that's going to be almost impossible when you consider the higher level you get, the less you're going to see those one cost minions. And also if anybody else is building those items or those characters, you're going to be pulling against them as well. So let's see. We got JQN versus Kill Gamer here. It looks like Kill Gamer's squad is going to be pretty strong, tough to beat. Got a lot of level 1s on JQN side, but a decent start to a build that I think is quite fun. Let's see. Can be quite fun. So let's see where JQN is in terms of building this. He's got a Sivir. This item is really good on Sivir. It's called Swordbreaker. You make it with a chain vest and a Negatron cloak. And it has a 33% chance to disarm the target for 3 seconds, preventing them from basic attacking. So it's basically a stun. It's a form of CC. Now, the thing that makes it really good on Sivir is when she casts her spell, for 5 seconds, she's going to be bouncing these blades through every person on the enemy team. So her attack is going to cleave. So when you watch it here, it'll do it in a second. So you can see this little broken sword means that thing is stunned. Now here she goes. Now she's bouncing through each of the mobs. Each bounce has a 33% chance to stun. So you put that on Sivir. That on-hit effect is going to hit anything. It's going to have a chance to stun any person that those blades come in contact with. Excuse me. All right, so one of the things I failed to mention before, I would imagine a lot of you play this game, but if you don't, this is mainly who this comment's focused on. But the season theme is elements, right? So every map you're going to get these little hexes that have a different element. Our previous match, we were in the Ocean Hex, which gives you 30 starting mana. This time it is an Inferno Hex, which gives you 30% attack speed. So you can see why you want to put your attack carries on those things. Now here goes the Sivir with the Swordbreaker. She's basically, because Diana is by herself, the blades didn't spread. But you can see Diana jumps back. She's an assassin. Her whole point is to kill that Sivir. But once Sivir kills their initial target, then you end up running into a situation where now Sivir is turned onto Diana and she stun locked her down and kept her from killing her, basically. So it's like a offense through defense, or defense through offense, right? Because Sivir is going to attack there. Now, what's interesting about that is the Sivir has to kill the initial target, because if you can see where like the assassin starts here, the assassin's going to jump all the way back here and be on top of Sivir. Sivir has to kill this first target because before she'll turn to attack the assassin. You can see this time the Nocturne with huge items right here, i.e. So it's going to do a lot of damage and is also level 2. Basically killed Sivir before Sivir had a chance to kill the initial target. All of these things play out in an AI type sense, and they're going to attack the nearest mob. So that's what happens. So Sivir tries to kill the nearest mob. If she can't kill it before the assassin kills her, then the assassin gets to move on. If she does, then Sivir has a 33% chance to stun them with the attack. All right, so we've got, let's go. Kathy Sucks is in the middle of the pack here with 77 health, rocking 3 Druid, 3 Woodlands with a level 2 Vlad. That seems pretty cool. Everybody's level 2. We've got a Malzahar, Summoner, Shadow Summoner, who when Malzahar gets to full mana, he's going to spawn these little spiders. The spiders are each going to do 30 damage per hit. So we'll watch Kathy Sucks versus a Gin Tonic. Kindred with the healing debuff and heavy bursts, right? With Ranger, 2 Shadow and Ranger. Kindred is just going to do a lot of damage and have a healing debuff here. It doesn't look like Kathy had much of a chance there. So Gin Tonic has this pretty strong build. Everybody seems to be going 3 Woodland, 2 Druids at the beginning of the game. To who knows? Basically, it gives you a solid front line that can heal and also puts an extra minion on the board. Pretty strong early in the game. Sometimes falls off, but if your comp is strong enough behind it, it doesn't always fall off, and sometimes it's going to get you a win. So we'll see. We've got the Spear of Shojin on this Malzahar here, which will give you, you make that with the Tear of the Goddess and the BF sword, the sword and the Tear. I'll try to show you the item. So this item is a sword, a BF sword, and then we'll try to see where the Tear is. This is the Tear right here. Tear of the Goddess, 20 mana. So you mix the sword and that makes the Spear of Shojin, which gives you attack damage and mana. And then once you cast your spell, it gives you 18% of mana back per auto attack. Now, the general way the minions work is they have mana pools. Most of them have a mana pool. And they will auto attack until they get to full mana, at which point they are going to cast their spell. So whatever their spell is, this is a spell here. It's called Tibbers. Annie casts that. Annie is currently dead, but Tibbers stays alive past it. These are the little spiders that Malzahar summons. So Carrie's got a pretty good thing going with this pretty beefy Malzahar who's going to be spamming these spiders out pretty quick. Let's go FM Gaming. Already a level 3 Maokai, level 3 Diana. So we're going 3 Woodland, 2 Druid. Again, pretty standard, it seems, for most of the people in this lobby right now. But FM Gaming has a level 3 Maokai who's going to have tons of health, 2,340 health, and is also getting 40 health per second thanks to the Druid buff brought to you by the Ivern in the back there. Now, Ivern's spell, he doesn't do a lot of damage, but when he gets to full mana, he's going to cast this spell that puts a shield on somebody, the lowest target on the thing. That's this shield right here. You can see that white health on the bar is a shield. Renekton, very strong 1-cost champion. When he casts his spell, he's going to do a spin. You can see it. You'll see it here. But basically, he's going to do a spinning attack that hits everything around him and heals him for a percentage of the damage done that he does to each person. So if he has 4 people around him and he does his spell, he's going to gain 4 times the health that he would normally gain. So you kind of want a bunch of people hitting your Renekton as long as he's going to live. So, but you'll definitely see the spin and you'll see what I'm talking about. He has got Dragon's Claw, which makes him very hard to kill from magic damage, on top of the fact that he's also got a Morello's. So when he does the spin, he's going to put a healing debuff and a damage burn on everyone that it hits. So we can see how this plays out. This should be a pretty strong comp. Definitely a strong comp mid-game. Don't know whether or not it will carry you through the end, but he adds a level 3 Ivern, and now adds a 3rd assassin with Kiana, who will stun enemies in a line for 3 seconds and do 300 damage. She's going to be stunning for 3 seconds. So we can watch Kiana. Where'd she go? Here she goes. Now once she gets full mana, she's going to do this stun, which you can see in a line. So boom, you saw it. It stunned both of these champions. You can see the little gold star type things around their heads. Tells you that they're stunned. She died, but it didn't matter because this Renekton, this front line is very strong. So heavy damage, and healing debuffs is the way to sort of try to crack this. But right now, FM Gaming is rolling pretty solid. Loki, who is currently in first place, is doing a fun build: double ranger, 2 steel, crystal, and glacial. So Rek'Sai is a steel predator champion. Steel will give you damage immunity for a few seconds when you are reduced below 50% health. So as soon as he gets below 50% health, he's going to be immune for 2 seconds. So you can watch it. He's going to turn red, and that means he's immune. If he even gets it. There he goes. Turns red. So now he's immune to damage for 2 seconds, and that buys you a little bit of time. Nocturne is also a steel champion, and so when he gets below 50%, he is going to be immune. He also does every third attack like a spinning cleave type thing that heals him also, similar to Renekton. And so the idea with this comp is that your Nocturne is going to basically do so much damage that they will live through that 2-second thing. Heal, live through the 2 seconds, and end up killing the team. Now, what happens sometimes, though, typically you're going to see Nocturnes with a spatula and a recurve bow to make them a Blade Master, which puts them into the Blade Master classification, which gives them a chance to attack more. That's kind of what JQN is going for here. He's got 2 Blade Masters, which means 40% chance to trigger an additional attack. Once you get to 4 Blade Masters, and if Nocturne is one of them, then you're going to get 2 additional attacks. A chance to have 2 additional attacks. It's very strong. Typically, Nocturne comps are playing this Blade Master idea. The Steel thing makes them strong. Blade Master makes them... Like, if the Steel buff made Nocturne, say, like 6 out of 10 on the scale of units, the Steel buff with the Blade Master buff and 2 or 3 other Blade Masters is going to make him a 10 out of 10 for sure. It's kind of what you need to make it work. He is going to do a ton of damage. He is going to get the Steel immunity, but it might not be enough to win the game. The other things you have going on here, which has been popular lately, is this Crystal buff. Crystal champions have a cap on the amount of damage they can take per hit. So Ashe right here in the middle is a Crystal Ranger. She can only be hit for 100 damage at a time. Skarner, also a Crystal champion, can also only be hit at 100 damage at a time. So we'll see how this goes. I think that FM Gaming is going to win this one, and I feel like he's going to win it pretty handily. You can see Renekton not only gets a shield, but when he spins... Actually, Renekton looks like he might go down here, and yes, he does. So, but it almost didn't matter. They spent so much time trying to kill Renekton that the rest of the team was left alive. So lots of healing coming through. FM Gaming is going to be looking to get a red buff, which is a Giant's Belt and Chain Vest to make a red buff. I don't know if anybody's rocking the red buff yet. We'll see. Looks like level 3 Renekton comes through. It's going to be even harder to kill for FM Gaming, who's on a nice little win streak and now finds himself in second position. Let's see, is there a red buff out there? I don't think anybody has a red buff yet. Maybe it's not really the priority item, I guess, that some people think, or at least not a Morello's. Like the Morello's is a spell damage version of the same thing, which is going to put a healing debuff on people. It's kind of what you're going to need to beat that woodland group. Here we go. Olaf, very strong champion, level 2. No items, still very strong. When he gets some items, he's going to be rolling pretty good. So Loki is in a decent position here at the top with this crystal steel Olaf build. Also looks like he's starting to maybe build towards a level 3 Nocturne. So if that comes through, let's see. Is anybody else building Nocturne? Does not appear as though anybody else is building Nocturne. So we have a pretty popular build is this Blade Master Nocturne build. So we have a Blade Master build, but we also have a Nocturne build, neither of which is using the Blade Master passive. So what you may end up seeing is it item dependent. If Loki gets the correct items, then maybe you'll see a Nocturne come through as a Blade Master. But it doesn't look like he gets the items he's going to need to make that happen. So, it's still a strong assassin, still some decent gear, a gunblade, which also allows every auto attack to heal for 25% of the damage dealt, an Infinity Edge, which gives 125% critical strike damage, also extra chance to crit, 20% chance to crit, and 15 damage. And then you got this Titanic Hydra, which is not a very typical item in general, but it's going to do this like frontal cleave thing. So like when you see this every time he attacks, it puts like a little triangle type thing in front of him, like a wave that goes out in front of him, and it does damage to everybody. So it gives a little bit of a frontal cleave type damage. Probably a better item for a tank. Somebody who's in the front line who is going to be constantly hitting things with that cleave, whereas an assassin who typically is hitting one champion in the back line wants something that's going to like just burst that target down faster, is generally what you're looking for. So like, let's see, here we go. Here is an assassin with a Bloodthirster, which does damage but also heals. Let's see. Titanic hits everyone with Nox third hit. Okay. So, the Nocturne with the Titanic actually is going to double the heal that he gets. Cool. I did not know that. That's good to know. Well, we'll see how it goes. It's working out so far. Let's see how Nocturne does. Yep, so Nocturne sitting there, surrounded by a lot of people, just did a spin. You see how he goes to like full health there, but not quite enough damage yet. Only Zed alive though. I have to update the spreadsheet because I made the mistake last time of not doing it in time. And I wasn't 100% sure how everybody finished, so I'll do that. Looks like JQN goes out in 7th. Kathy Sucks goes out in 6th place. So now Killgamer is our bottom competitor. Real interesting build here with a Thornmail and a Warmogs on the Assassin LeBlanc. So Thornmail does damage reflected back to the opponents, 100% of the mitigated damage back to the opponents. So we'll see how this champion's hitting her, and she's going to die on her, basically. Also, she got the Warmogs, which gives her a percentage health increase, 6% health, but she just gets pretty much blasted by the Assassin lineup of FM Gaming. In order to bust this FM Gaming lineup, somebody's going to have to find a red buff. There is not a red buff, it looks like. No, there's no sort of healing debuff. Loki picks up a really strong item. This Force of Nature is going to give Loki a chance to put another character on the board. I would say it looks like that character is going to be an Ashe. We got Glacial Lux here. So Lux is an avatar, which means that she gives +2 to whatever combo. So she actually is going to count as 2 glacial mobs, which just increases the chance that the Olaf and the Ezreal, they now go from a 20% chance to a 35% chance to stun with the glacial buff. And now it looks like they pulled out Ezreal to put Well, it looks like they're working on a potential poison thing, and poison is going to be one of the keys to beating these like magic heavy comps. Um, let's see if we can see what happens. If you get the poison debuff onto a person that uses mana, which is most of the people in the game, then it's going to take some of their mana, I believe. Poison applies a neurotoxin, increasing the mana cost of the target's spell by 50%. So it actually doesn't do it. Okay, so Killgamer goes out in 5th. And then Gin Tonic 4th, I believe. Which means our top 3 are moving through to the next round. Loki, Carrie, and FM Gaming. But right now, let's see if Carrie can... Or Loki can crack this FM Gaming lineup, which is constantly getting stronger. Now you add a Janna with a Zephyr, which if you can see when Janna moves around, it's going to tornado one of these champions. I think it's Ashe here. So when combat starts, Ashe gets removed from combat for what appears to be like 3 seconds. 6 seconds. 6 whole seconds. So most of the fight is over by the time Ashe jumps down. However, it looks like this ghost might get FM Gaming down. If they can kill the Renekton, they have a shot, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So not enough damage when it was needed to kill the Renekton off. Just means that FM Gaming gets through that. Now the ghosts, what they do is they basically make you... You fight the ghosts when there's an odd number of people. Instead of waiting to let the other people fight each other and have a chance to lose, you fight a ghost of the other people in the game. And that just means you're going to take half the damage if you lose, and if you win, you're just going to not take damage. So typically when you fight each other, you're going to do damage based on your remaining units that are alive. Hang on one sec. Yeah, so FN Gaming, X Carry are going to be fighting each other now for this top 2 spot. Both of them have made it through to the next round. Both of them have made it through the next round. So we'll see. Carrie picks up this level 2 Ashe. So Ashe is going to do a little bit more damage. One of the things I've noticed through playing is that you really need some items on Ashe. Ashe is a good champion. The crystal buff is very kind of crafty little thing that people have noticed is pretty strong. And but no items is gonna be tough. So FM Gaming looks like is gonna take this one. I don't really see a path for Carrie to win without the ability to put a healing debuff on the Renekton. I really feel like you're struggling. You also want to do this thing where remember, like when the mobs start combat, they're going to attack the nearest mob. So if you can engineer your mobs in such a way where they all hit the same one at the same time, and you can check your opponent's board, you can see where they're at, then maybe you have a shot, right? So what Carrie needs to do is figure out, and it's not easy because they all act on their own mind, is figure out a way to tunnel some champion and just get through them. But the Renekton's got full health. He's level 3. This Master Yi is level 2 with the Hand of Justice and a Sword Breaker and this attack speed buff. So it's going to be really, really just tough. I don't see Carrie. Yeah, Carrie goes down in second place. So even if that wasn't over right then, it was seemingly over. Once you get to the late game and your comp is sort of solidified, you're out of gold, those kinds of things, you're kind of at the mercy of, if you're hard countered, you're just hard countered, right? Like that's it. So congrats to Carrie, who takes first place in the bottom bracket tournament.